Level up your success with the ICABA World Network, where accomplished Black professionals and entrepreneurs have created a thriving global ecosystem built from valuable connections and impactful collaborations. Be a part of a trusted network that uplifts, inspires, and enhances your success. Join like-minded and leading Black professionals to foster meaningful relationships, unlock opportunities, and access the resources you need to thrive in your career, business, and life. Go to ICABAWorldNetwork.com and join today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to ICABA Biz Connect, where you enhance your business growth. We are so excited to have you here with us today for the second installment of this new event with ICABA. And we have a phenomenal, just absolutely outstanding panel of women business leaders. They are some of the most powerful business leaders. They just happen to be women. And we're going to now introduce our presenting sponsor, and their representative is Ms. Shanique Nagelbush. And Shanique is a small business commercial relationship manager with TD Bank. And her goal is to help businesses grow through education and financing with a focus on bringing value to her clients. She's deeply involved with organizations in Miami-Dade and Broward County that empower women, business owners, and children to reach their higher and dream bigger. So without any further ado, Shanique, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. As Hutch said, I am Shanique Nagelbush, in some circles known as Unique Shanique. I'm representing TD Bank here this morning, America's most convenient bank, and we're so honored to be a part of this with Hutch and ICABA, reaching businesses. I wouldn't even say small businesses anymore, reaching businesses and entrepreneurs. So I have to say that I had the opportunity to meet some of these ladies this week, and they are a spirited bunch. So get your notepads together, get your questions in the chat group, be prepared to learn. And thank you guys for being here this morning. Welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Shanique. That was fantastic. And I want to give you a few of the kind of rules of the road, if you will. And so for the ICABA Biz Connect, our objective here today is to get you connected to relationships and information and opportunities that are going to assist you in the growth of your business. And we are, doing this in a kind of a fast-pitched way so we can get as much information to you and connect you to as many good people as possible. You can also keep in mind to connect with these individuals when this is over at the ICABAWorldCommunity.com. We will put the link to the community in the chat so that you'll be able to connect there. They're all there. We have a ICABA Biz Connect Mastermind group that you can also go and see a replay or share this with others who you think may have wanted to, it couldn't be here, but you think the information would be valuable for them to have. So that's what we're going to do. There will be an opportunity for some Q&A, but what you need to do is to put any questions that you have into the chat. And so our first speaker is going to have a Q&A when she finishes, and so will the second one. And the others will speak. And if we're able to get to your questions, we're going to try to make sure that we do. We know we're going to keep this going pretty quickly because we know people are going to work and getting into their offices and their businesses. So we want to make sure that we kind of get in and get it done and then let you get on with the rest of your day. So without any further ado, I want to share with you a little information as it relates to ICABA.
What can I say about ICABA? It is like the best experience I've had as an entrepreneur. My business has grown to what it is because of the relationships in ICABA.
ICABA is great. It's really a great incubator for connections and business relationships and educating new business people into the world of business.
What is ICABA doing? ICABA is putting you in an environment where you can rub shoulders, you can actually talk to wealth creators, to entrepreneurs who may look like you, who may come from circumstances like you, who may come from an environment like your environment. And then once you go ahead and grab that baton, you might say, well, this is possible. This individual over here did it, and now I can do it. So ICABA is raising our level of vision, and they're doing a fantastic job.
I'm Bill Pickard, chairman of Global Automotive Alliance, and I can't believe what ICABA has done again. Just wonderful people, very energized and very economically and entrepreneurially driven.
Hi, my name is Jermaine Beebe. I'm the current president and CEO of the Greater North Miami Chamber of Commerce. I would say for anyone who's interested and who is looking to network and actually get value out of joining an organization, you will certainly see the value in ICABA.
I encourage everyone to come and just share and just be here and just get to know the people. You know, I've met some fantastic people in my network, have just grown tremendously, and my business has grown tremendously. And it's an organization that just believes in just people who have ambition, people who just really want to go after their dreams. Like, you really can do that here, and people here really support each other. So I encourage you to come. We're excited to support you and all our new members. This is just a fantastic place, and I'm so happy that Jerome executed this vision so perfectly.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker, who is Fran Harris. And as it relates to entrepreneurs and celebrities, she is definitely royalty. She's a business optimization and explosion expert who has a simple mantra. If you want to have an amazing life or career, then you want to make sure that you have no room for excuses. Her witty, inspirational, and unconventional insights about life and business have made her one of the most sought after corporate speakers and coaches in America. Fran draws upon her electrifying career as an elite athlete, organizational consultant, sales trainer, TV personality, and megapreneur to help individuals and companies create soaring success. She's the author of 20 books and recently hosted Home Rules, a life and home renovation show on HGTV. She is also someone that has been very in terms of giving back by creating the Black Business University. Recently, she just received a funding from the Shark Tanks or the Shark Tank show. And she has a new product that she has launched in terms of a sports drink beverage called Electra. And that was the product that was funded by the Shark Tank. And so she is just a phenomenal woman. You know, she's the co-founder of the Black Millionaire Summit. And I'm not going to say anymore because I can't do her justice. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Fran Harris. Fran, it's all yours.
Good morning. Good morning. You know, as an athlete, I'm used to hearing an introduction like this, Jerome. And now from Dallas, Texas, but we're going to roll with it anyway. Hey, y'all. Fran Harris from Texas today, and very excited to be here. Jerome, thanks for the introduction and the invitation. We're going to talk about how to enroll and close like a boss, not like a B-O-S-S, but like a boss, B-A-W-S-E. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my time in Shark Tank, but I really want to engage you to do three things to think about, regardless of what you're selling, regardless of what you're pitching. There should be a three-step prong approach to how you get that done. And this is the same thing that I did in Shark Tank. So I want to give you some nuggets that you can take on your day, whether you're pitching a sports drink like I am, you're pitching your consulting services. This is how you get that done. So my 3E approach is to energize, engage, and enroll. It's very simple. Most of you would probably have some form or some format of pitching in that way, but it truly is the best way to bring people into your world so that they understand what it is you're doing, why they should be involved, and what the next steps are. So the first one is to energize. Now, it is early in Texas. Let's not pretend that I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. It is early for me in Texas. I'm a late riser because I stay up really late at night. But when I got the invitation to do this, I had to do it because I never passed up the opportunity to do what I just said, to energize those who are on the journey with me. So when you think of energy, when you think of all the people that you love, all the people you love ICABA because you go there, you get energized. When you are pitching yourself, bankers, VCs, sharks, the first opportunity they get to see you and your brand and to witness your brand is through you, through your own representation. So the energy that you bring at that moment will either hook them or it'll sink them, right? It'll either hook them, it'll bring them into your world, or they'll be like, forget it. You got about 5 seconds for folks to say, oh, wow, I need to sit up. I need to pay attention to this person. This is somebody I need to pay attention to. So the energy that you bring, and by the way, I'm not talking about fake energy. I'm literally talking about passion and purpose and a verb and a vibe to whatever it is that you're selling. And let's face it, we're all selling something, whether you're selling yourself or a product. So when you step into that room, when you step into the Shark Tank, when you step into the meeting, the incubator where you're talking to folks or you're presenting, that first 5 seconds has to be on point. It has to be a connection moment, an energetic and energizing moment with your audience. So the first E is essential. Why? Because if you don't have the energy, again, not fake energy, if you don't have the passion in that moment, then you've lost your audience. So say the first E is energy. The next one is engage. Now that I have your attention, everybody, now it's time for me to bring you into my world, to talk to you a little bit about whatever problem you might be having, right? So if you're pitching to a shark, if you're pitching to your customers, you're there to solve problems. And we should never lose sight of the fact that whether we're consultants or speakers or engineers, we are solving a problem. We're always solving a problem. And the more you can connect to the pain that your constituents or your prospects are in, the better off you're going to be in terms of bringing them into your world. So while we're talking about the problem, let's talk about the kinds of problems that are there that you're engaging folks around. Number one, there is a difference between a situation where you go to a dentist and a dentist does the x-rays and then they say, well, I see the beginning of a decay in your right molar. There's a very different problem when they say that and when they say, hey, I checked out your right molar and it seems to be, you need a root canal. It's starting to abscess. Which of those problems is a bigger problem, right? The decaying tooth, you're probably gonna say, I'll take care of that in 6 months. I'll take care of that next week. But if a dentist tells you that there is a tooth that is abscessing, if there is a tooth that needs a root canal, which of those problems are you going to take care of first? Absolutely, you're going to take care of the bigger problem. So I bring that up because sometimes I see speakers and consultants and folks who are selling their services, they're presenting their prospects a problem that's really not that big of a problem. We think it's the problem, but we need the problem that's keeping folks up at night. We need the problem that's sending people to the dentist next week. So real quickly, do a quick exercise with yourself where you go, listen, let me look at the problem that I'm solving for my customers. Is this a small problem? Is this a huge problem? And that's how you start to engage people into the world that you come in and you solve those problems. So it's speakers, you're talking to people who've been homeless, or if you're talking to people who are trying to narrow the wealth gap, you have to paint such a picture of the problem that they can't help but be engaged in that problem and be engaged in the solution, okay? So we got energize, engage, and then enroll. Most people don't like the word sell. My background with Procter & Gamble, I sold Crest toothpaste, Scope mouthwash, Pepto-Bismol. You guys know those multi-billion-dollar brands. We were selling. I don't know why people don't like the word sell. There's nothing more than a conversation going on, right? When you enroll folks, after you've energized them and engaged them, you're enrolling them in the process of being helped, of getting that problem, that huge problem that they have, solved. So let's recap real quickly. Energize, engage, and enroll. So what's a simple enrollment process? If you've done it well, if you have done the energizing and the engaging well, and if you truly have uncovered the big problem that your prospect or your customer or your client has, enrolling is absolutely simple. Absolutely simple. Some folks say, well, it's easy for you because you like to talk. You're a chatty Cathy. No, it's easy because number one, I know that I've uncovered the big problem that my customer, my client must have solved if they're going to move to their next level of success. And see, that's what happens a lot with most of us who are offering our services. We haven't uncovered in our discovery process the big problem. And so when you uncover the big problem, then you have the opportunity to just walk that client or that customer through the process of having that problem solved. And that's why it's called enrolling. When people say, well, I don't like selling, I go, you're just enrolling people in the solution that you already know is a big problem for them. So let's turn our attention to Shark Tank, and I'm going to show you how I actually went through the process that I just taught you in about 7 minutes that I used on Shark Tank to get a deal with Barbara Corcoran. So first of all, those of you who've watched Shark Tank, you know that it is one thing if it is nothing else, and that is it is a TV show. And some people lose sight of the fact that, yes, it's a sales presentation, but really it's a TV show. And if you can never lose sight of the fact that it's a TV show, then you'll do well in that environment. When you go into the Shark Tank, the first thing I had to remember, besides that it was a television show, was that I was there to get a deal. Never lose sight of the fact that you're there to enroll. Never lose sight of the fact that you're there to solve a problem. And so when I walked in, the main thing I did was exactly what I shared with you guys. I had to bring the energy. Because why? Because it is a TV show, right? So walk in immediately, say to the Sharks, hey, I'm Fran Harris from Dallas, Texas. And then Mark Cuban goes, hey, and I go, whoa, right there, set the tone for what is about to happen with your pitch. So we have a quick little conversation, energizing all 5 Sharks, understanding that I may not get a deal with all 5 Sharks. I've only seen maybe 3 episodes where there was someone who got a deal with all 5 Sharks. But I energized the room, immediately engaged them with the problem. My drink is a sports drink. I'm entering into a category where there are people who are doing $40 billion in sports drinks. You guys know the big players, you know the big titans in the sports drink category. So my first thing out of my mouth after my introduction was to engage the Sharks in the problem that I was solving. The problem that I was solving is that, yes, there are lots of sports drinks out there, but none of them are healthy alternatives to what's on the shelf, right? So I had to make sure that the Sharks understood that there was not just a problem, but that there was a huge problem in the marketplace, and that is everything that's on the shelf is full of sugar, salt, and artificial ingredients. Big problem. How big is the problem? $25 billion will be spent on sports drinks in 2021 alone. And that's a ceiling. That's a floor number. That's not even the ceiling. All right. So I engaged them around that huge problem. Why did I have to make it a huge problem? Again, let's go back to the dentist example. It wasn't, I needed a filling. It was that it was an abscess. I had to present it as a huge problem because otherwise they ain't getting out of bed for something that's only going to make them $100,000. 25 billion will be spent on sports drinks in 2021. So there's my engagement. And then finally, how do I enroll, whether you're talking to Sharks or customers or clients or prospects, how do you enroll them? If I've uncovered the true problems that they have, and for the Sharks, it's, can you bring me a big deal? Can you bring me a big deal? Well, if you watched our show, you saw that I didn't get a deal with everybody. But the thing that most people forget is that you only need one yes. You only need one yes. And at the end of the day in the Shark Tank, presented that big problem, shared with them why this was going to make them a lot of money, and then was able to enroll, not close, but enroll Barbara Corcoran into Electra and invite her to help me build this $1 billion baby.
All right. Well, we see why you won Shark Tank. Absolutely. I got to tell you guys, I've known Fran for a while. She did a couple business forum back in 2015 that was titled How to Turn Your Business into a 24-Hour ATM. And she was been involved since the late 90s in digital marketing. So for those of us who last year discovered digital marketing because of the pandemic, she's pretty much almost a grandma in that business. She's been doing it for a while and has been doing it really well. And I also forgot to mention one thing when I introduced you. So I want to make up for that right now. So she is a multiple, if you will, champion in terms of NCAA women's basketball and WNBA. So she's a champion in athletics, champion in life, and a champion in business. And we thank you for being with us today. Great. Thank you. Excited. All right. So I'm going to share my screen so we can introduce our next speaker. And she is someone that I've come to know and respect. And she is up in Palm Beach County, making things happen for businesses there, helping them to grow and thrive, and just having a great impact as the director of the Palm Beach County Office of Equal Business Opportunity. And that office exists to promote the economic growth, expansion, and increased productivity of small business enterprises in Palm Beach County. In this role, Tonya is responsible for administering the county's stated objective of ensuring equal opportunity to bid for county projects, leases, and contracts. She is a former member of the Riviera Beach City Council, where she served as chair and led efforts to support education, small business development, and healthy food initiatives. So right now, I'm going to bring to you the woman who is making sure that SM, WBEs are all getting a part of the action up in Palm Beach County, Ms. Tonya Davis Johnson.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Fran, you're a hard act to follow. You're making me pump it up this morning. This is that time where you really need some coffee when you're not really a coffee drinker, but I'm ready to go. Send me some of that drink, Fran. Well, good morning. And on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners and our County Administrator, Virginia Baker, I would like to thank you, Hutch, for inviting the OEBO to have an opportunity to just share briefly what it is that we do and how you can assist us in what it is that we do. As Hutch mentioned, we are here, we exist to increase participation and utilization of SMWBE vendors, that's small, minority, and women business enterprises seeking to do business with Palm Beach County. So Palm Beach County is just like any other entity. We buy just about everything that you can think of: paper, pens, pencils. You know, we build major projects, we build roads, we have a lot going on. And so in 2018, we had a disparity study which indicated that there was disparity in the dollars that were being spent with minorities in Palm Beach County. So in 2019, January 1st, 2019, we opened the doors to the Office of Equal Business Opportunity. Although we were formerly the Office of Small Business Assistance, we opened the doors under the name of the Office of Equal Business Opportunity because we now have a program that is specifically created and designed to increase utilization and participation of minority businesses. So what we're doing is we are looking to increase the number of minority vendors who have goods and services to sell to the county. You can't be in the game if you don't register for the game. And so, Fran, when you talked about engaging, you absolutely have to engage. You need to know what it is that we're doing and how you connect to what we're doing and how we can be of assistance to you. So, for instance, Palm Beach County, where we've been able to place goals, is in the area of professional services, CCNA, which are architects, engineers, and surveyors. And then in some instances in the construction arena. But what I'm looking to do is engage businesses who are interested in providing their services, or at the very minimum, bid a project to provide their services, so that we can, number one, increase the pool of vendors that we have to put forth so that we are able to place these goals on these projects, but more importantly, to engage you so that you can learn about what programs and projects are upcoming, how your company can bid on those, you know, engagement, enrolling. You've got to register as a vendor with Palm Beach County. And then the other piece of that puzzle is the certification, because in order for us to get credit, in order for the program to show its value, we've got to be able to show that we have vendors in the pool who are ready, willing, and able to do the work. And so we want to engage you. We want to share with you what the projects are. We want to share with you the overall spend that Palm Beach County does and what we're looking to track this year, track over the next Florida? 5 years. Yes, it's Palm Beach County. So what we're looking to do is to track the county's overall spend and the county's overall spend with minority women and small businesses. And so Palm Beach County, those businesses.
Tonya, I need to get you to unmute.
Oh, you muted me when you muted everyone.
Yeah, but the problem is I couldn't unmute you. I had to tell you to unmute yourself.
It's okay.
So everybody, I ask that you keep your microphones muted because people were starting to talk over you. So I apologize. If you could kind of go back maybe a minute or two, because I know they missed a little bit of what you just said.
Sure. What I was asking about putting the our website in the chat, which I just did. And I was sharing that I want to hear from those businesses, because I'm sure that the businesses that are part of ICABA Connect, those businesses provide services, provide some of the very services that we need and some of those opportunities that are there. And if there is no small minority business to bid on these opportunities, it just continues to go. Good morning, Mr. McDonald. It just continues to go to those larger businesses, and we are defeating our purpose. So you've got to get in the game. You've got to put the uniform on, and you've got to do the work. As Fran said, you've got to come in with energy. We will direct you. We will help you navigate the procurement maze. We will put you in key contact with the individuals who are responsible for the various solicitations. It's just so important that you know what it is that we have. And then before I end, let me tell you that we have what's called a waivers list on our website. I want you to go and check out that waiver list. That waiver list is the number of solicitation. It lists the solicitations by months, and it tells you where we had to grant waivers because there was no small minority women business participation. And so therefore, these dollars just went out. There was no one to fill the need. And so my position is that waivers list is the guide to entrepreneurship if you're looking to do business with a governmental entity. Because when I tell you, as a result of this disparity study and the process change, we now see every single thing that Palm Beach County procures. We buy fish food, swim pans, we buy washers, dryers, boots, you name it, because think of this now, we're servicing a county of millions. And so our departments procure a lot of things that you ordinarily wouldn't think that they do. And so I want to invite you to go to the website, take a look at the waivers list, and that will give you a better understanding of what we're procuring and how we are procuring it. And I want you to be able to take advantage. You know, the most disheartening thing for me as the director of the Office of Equal Business Opportunity is seeing a solicitation awarded and then the very words at the bottom, no SMWBE submitted.
1 minute.
So, you know, we're here to help you. We want to help you grow your business. We want to see you do business with Palm Beach County. So we are available. You can reach us at 561-616-6840. Our website is pbcgov.org/OEBO, which is in the chat. Reach out to us, visit the website, come and learn about the opportunities. You know, it makes no sense for us to have the opportunities and no one actually goes after those opportunities, because there are truly opportunities for you to be successful.
All right. Thank you so much, Tonya. I want to
You're
take this time right now to share with you guys a couple of things that are going on that you need to know about. So there's some events that are upcoming. And one of the things that you can do by being a member of ICABA is to get connected to events that are happening that can be of value to growing your business or your career. So obviously we've got today's ICABA Business Connect. Later today at 12:30, I'm sure some of you have heard about the latest rage called Clubhouse. And if you are not familiar with Clubhouse, you really need to be. And our business partners, BizHack Live, a member of the ICABA family, is having a free webinar today at 12:30, which would be a great opportunity for you to learn. Come to the ICABA World community to find out about that. I did put the link into the chat for those of you who want to check that out. Also, later on this evening, the Broward County Office for Economic and Small Business Development has an event, New Venture Entrepreneurship Program. And they're working with a fast track program with the Kaufman Foundation, which is a leading foundation in the country for a long time as it relates to business development and entrepreneurship. So Sandy, I know you're on right now, and I'm going to ask you to unmute and give yourself a 30-second plug for that event that you've got going on tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, there are a number of other events that are happening. You can see our event calendar here. And so if you want to get plugged into these opportunities that will help you to grow your business, then you'll be able to do that. Sandy, go right ahead. Like I said, take 30 seconds and plug your event tonight.
Thanks, Hutch. Let's take about 24 seconds. Good morning, Sandy McDonald, Director of the Office of Economic and Small Business Development, and entrepreneurs or startup businesses, if you're within that 3 years or less. This is the event you want to attend if you want to be considered to walk through concept to launch. If you really want to understand everything about starting a business, concept to launch, join us tonight. Go to my website, broward.org/econdev, get this information, and we'll tell you about the program that we're doing. Thank you, sir.
All right, great job, man. You can tell he does this all the time. He keeps it right to the point, and I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Sandy. And we really value, the people like you and Tonya, who are doing such great work, to help Black businesses and minority businesses thrive and grow here in South Florida. Our next speaker is someone that I've come to know here over the past several months, and she is just phenomenal. She's a bit understated, and if you don't pay close attention, you don't realize how powerful a person she is. But after a nearly 25-year corporate career that included executive level positions as a senior vice president, chief communications officer, and chief marketing officer, Denise Kaigler founded MDK Brand Management, a firm that helps clients craft their story, elevate their brand, and reach their goal. Organizations that have tapped into her expertise include Boston Scientific, Marsh and McLennan Companies, and Merrill Lynch. She is also works with the prisons to help inmates redefine their brand to transform their life. She is the author of $40 on a Brand, How to Overcome Challenges, Defy the Odds, and Live Your Awesomeness. And if you don't think that she can help you, well, in this book, she has firsthand stories that she has worked and helped people like Jay-Z, former President Bill Clinton, Beyonce, Oprah, and Will Smith, just to name a few. And the book is available at Barnes & Noble and at Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to bring forth, and I'm going to get Chef Irie to mute his phone, so he'll go off the screen. And I want to bring now, if she will unmute her phone, Denise Kaigler. Denise, speak up and you will be on the screen.
Thank you so much, Hutch. Good morning, team. And yes, we are a team, and I'm so glad to meet you guys. So I want to make one correction in Hutch's fantastic introduction, because I don't want to leave you guys thinking that I somehow helped Jay-Z build his brand or President Clinton build his brand or Beyonce. My book does include stories about my interactions and in some cases work. And yes, I did work with Jay-Z, but certainly did not help him build his brand. Although, you know, I use his brand as an example of a great brand, as you guys certainly know. But so I appreciate being here, and especially am humbled to be on this panel with such distinguished business leaders. I am going to include a curse word in my brief remarks. So Fran, how is that for making an impact in the first 3 seconds, right? So be prepared. I hope you guys are okay with that. So I bring to the table, to my work as a brand strategist, to my work as a career coach, experience working in corporate, working for a startup, working in nonprofit, and now as a business owner. So these are all perspectives and experiences I bring to my work. So there are 3 primary assets for you to have, build, retain, develop as you start to build your company, sustain your business, grow your business in the future. So I want to share those 3 assets. So the first one is branding. So it is all about the brand. So you are the face of your company. You are the voice of your company. Your personal brand must align to your business brand. There is no doubt. There is no debate about that. The two must support each other. Your personal brand has to support your business brand. So I mentioned that I'm going to say a curse word. My personal brand, and this was something that someone said to me many years ago. I just done an event in New York with Venus Williams, a huge event, and it was my event. I came back and I'm walking down the hallway at Reebok. This is when I was an employee at Reebok. Early in my career, I think I was the head of public relations for the company at the time. And I came back and someone yelled to me, one of the sports marketing folks yelled to me, Denise, do you know what your brand is? And I thought for a second, and he said, you get shit done. And I thought, all right. And I have leaned into that brand ever since. So my brand is Denise Get Shit Done. I love that brand because it does transcend not just my personal life, and my kids will tell you, mommy gets it done, but also in my business life, because people know, my clients know, and Hutch mentioned a few of my clients, they know that when they come to me that I'm going to get it done, no matter what, because that's what owning a business is all about. Your brand has to support your business. So my business is all about making sure I get it done, my personal life. So the first thing is branding. Your personal brand must align with your business brand. The second thing I'll highlight is socializing. And of course, social media, it's a necessary evil. When we as business owners say that we're being busy, that it's 24/7, that is about time. That is about being busy. But when you're a business owner, it's about being productive. You have to produce. We know that. It's about producing. Being on social media helps us do that. As was mentioned earlier, being engaged, keeping that engagement going with your online connections is critical. But it's not just socializing in and of itself and getting on, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. It's about making sure that you include that CTA when you're socializing, when you're online, your call to action. What are you asking? What are you compelling your audience to do? Make sure that you do not leave that opportunity and not ask for people to take some kind of action. So on your website, when you're on your website, maybe after this event is over, go look at your website if you're not sure right now, but at the very top of your website, do you have a CTA? Meaning, is there a button for people to click and either look at a video, set up an appointment with you, follow you on your socials? Make sure that you are taking advantage of the time that people are engaging with you. If they're on your website, they're already looking for information. Give them a very, very easy way to connect with you. ICABA, if they're going into your bio or your information on the ICABA
1 minute.
website, make sure that there is a way that you are continuing that conversation. For sure. And the last thing is storytelling. Make sure that you are crafting and sharing a compelling story that will make people want to engage with you, because it is important. Make sure that you have that very compelling story that is connected to your why. What is your why? Why are you inspired to be a business owner? Why are you inspired to travel down your path? Why should people want to connect with you, to buy from you, to donate to you, to retain your services? So craft your story. So those three assets, just as a brief recap: branding, socializing, including your CTA, your call to action, and storytelling, crafting your story and sharing it in a very compelling way that is going to want your connections, your potential clients to get to know you, to want to retain you, and to want to buy your products. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Great job. And, understanding your brand and storytelling is really important. And I think that's been a theme that we've heard a couple of times here today. So I really appreciate you sharing and re-emphasizing that. So now we're going to come to our next speaker. It's our Entrepreneur Spotlight. And ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to tell you that this is something that we do at every ICABA Biz Connect, which takes place on the first and third Wednesday of every month. And you can, if there's someone that you think that should be spotlighted as an entrepreneur, please put their name in the chat and we will take a look at them. And we'll also be taking those suggestions on our ICABA World community, as well. But without any further ado, I want to introduce the president of Capital City Mediations, and she is an arbitration and consultant extraordinaire. She's got a unique edge on accurate case evaluations and dispute resolution for her clients. She's registered with the state of Georgia Office of Dispute Resolution as a civil and domestic mediator and arbitrator. She helps lawyers to figure out the cases that they're working on, what their value is. And believe me, that is a very important thing for them. And she has fast become a trusted resource for countless defense and plaintiff law firms interested in learning the value of their cases, determine the appropriate course of action regarding trial, the pursuit of dialogue geared towards and early settlement. She is the president of the Atlanta chapter of the National African American Insurance Association, and she also is the market leader for the ICABA Atlanta chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Miss Rebekah Ratliff.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, let the church say amen.
Amen.
I feel like I've been taken to church by these sisters this morning. I'm so proud to be with you. And you are right, Denise. Everybody loves a good story. So I'll tell you mine. I was on a faith walk when I left corporate America 5 years ago. I was an insurance claims adjuster, a commercial complex claims adjuster for 25 years. And someone said to me that I was living beneath my skill sets. And so I walked away about a year after that conversation. I walked away from corporate America. I took some money out of my 401k and I started my own mediation arbitration and consulting firm. And what enabled me to do that was I had gathered subject matter expertise over the 25 years across industries. And of course, we know that insurance touches everything. And so across subject matters, I had gathered or amassed subject matter expertise in a variety of areas to include medical malpractice, auto and trucking, personal injury, wrongful death, commercial premises liability, products liability when someone's injured by a product that's on the market, just a variety of subject matter areas, including municipal liability. And so I do a lot of consulting now on police excessive force cases and some of the police shooting cases that you're seeing in the news. Those lawyers are my clients. And I got that subject matter expertise, those transferable skills from the insurance industry. So when I launched as my business as a dispute resolution professional, because of the relationships I built, tying in all the things that that you've heard from the other speakers this morning, I was prepared to be the solution to a business need because I have an understanding across industries and across subject matters on how to resolve disputes. My name is Rebekah. It is spelled Rebekah, the Hebrew spelling in the Bible. It means to tie, to bind, to moderate. So I'm doing as a mediator exactly what I was named to do. Now, how powerful is that? I'm a mediator, arbitrator, and case consultant. So after 4 years with my own company that went national in less than a year, I was confirmed to the JAMS panel. There's a JAMS office in South Florida. Any of you who use mediation, arbitration, dispute resolution services, I would love for you to consider contacting JAMS. My email or the website information to attach to my bio is in the chat. But I was confirmed to JAMS in December of 2020. And I am the first and only Black female non-attorney mediator and arbitrator ever to be confirmed to the JAMS panel. And JAMS stands for Judicial Arbitration Mediation Service. So again, knowledge of case values enabled by my background as an adjuster, I facilitate compromises. And I'm just so proud to be with you here today. I also, by the way, am a MBE WBE. So I am qualified and certified to do government and corporate work. And I think that's about it for me this morning. I'm happy to be with you and wish I could be in Florida. I am the leader of ICABA Atlanta. We got chartered in 2019, and then everything fell in the toilet in 2020. But as you can see, we're still going.
All right. Thank you so much, Rebekah. And we're so proud of what you're doing and what you're accomplishing. She's now working with, if you will, partnering with a new company called JAMS and making a big impact there. And, you know, when you talk about walking in your purpose, it can't get much better than that when your name and your purpose has aligned. So I think that is just really powerful. I'm going to now introduce our next speaker, which is actually the best for last. We've saved the best for last, as they say. And she is a business mogul extraordinaire. Years ago, I introduced a guy at a meeting, and I told everyone that he owned all of the Outbacks, and a brother named Eric Batchelor. And when Eric came up to speak, he said, well, you know, Hutch, I have to correct you. I didn't own all the Outbacks in St. Louis. I'm thinking, oh my God. So I overstated it. And then he says, actually, I owned all the Outbacks in Illinois and Missouri. I'm like, whoa, okay. And everybody kind of smiled. It was a nice little chuckle. And so last night I was talking with Traci, Lynn, and I mentioned to the other speakers during our prep session that she had 10,000 sales associates that supported her company that she works with. And she very politely and humbly said, hey, Hutch, it's actually 35,000. Wow. Guys, you know, most of us probably have problems, you know, just trying to manage our household with our kids and a few people at work. Imagine what kind of skills that you must have to manage folks when you got 35,000 who are selling your products and providing your services around the country. Dr. Traci Lynn, entrepreneur extraordinaire, motivational speaker, and author, fuels her sales consultants with a mission she calls passing the mic: motivate, inspire, and change lives. This mission helped her grow her initial $200 investment into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. She recently obtained her esthetician license and has expanded her empire with the launch of the skincare line, Traci Lynn Beauty. She's received several honors, including the Madam C.J. Walker Award, Woman of Distinction Award, Mother of the Year Award, and the 2018 Jim Moran African American Achiever Award. She's also recognized by Direct Selling News as one of the most influential women in the direct selling industry and has been featured on Good Morning America. She continues to mentor and encourage young professionals to follow their dreams, and Traci Lynn Cares has raised more than $300,000 for the American Cancer Society. Her rise to success is a testimony of how much one can achieve with tenacity, confidence, and a lot of faith. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to some and present to others, Dr. Traci Lynn.
Got to unmute. All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. So hopefully everyone can hear me this morning. And Hutch, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear. Hey, Traci,
yeah.
Before you get going, I want to do something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a gentleman online named Dr. Rudy Moise, and some of you guys may know Dr. Moise. And Rudy has now expanded into medical aesthetics as well. So one of the things I get really excited about with ICABA, and what we do and being able to connect people to business opportunities is that we're connecting Dr. Moise and Dr. Traci Lynn. And I have a feeling that somewhere down the road, this lady with 35,000 sales associates around the country, with the Renaissance man, as I like to call him, Dr. Rudy Moise. Why do I call him a Renaissance man? Lawyer, doctor, philanthropist, author, pilot, producer, actor. I mean, if that's not a Renaissance man, I don't know. So I think Renaissance man and Renaissance woman, they're going to get together when this is over and figure out how they can be able to do some business together. So ICABA Biz Connect is connecting. And Traci, right back to you. Thank you.
All right. All right. So want to make sure everybody can see me. I might look a little dark here. Is it good, Hutch? Can you?
Yeah, you're doing okay. So I think you'll go right ahead.
All right, very good. I just want to chime into Rebekah just reminded me, and what you said, what kind of skill set do you need to manage that many people, but that many women? One of the things you need is courage. And thank God that my mother named me Traci, because Traci means courage. So I get that, I understand that, and I use that. But for my time here right now, Hutch, thank you so much for the opportunity and what ICABA is doing. I moved here to South Florida about 8 years ago, and your organization has embraced me. So I feel even more at home here than where I left. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. But just getting to something for all of you out there who you're starting a business and you may be in the middle. So my quick message to you is don't die in the middle. Now, originally I'm from Michigan, Detroit, and Detroit is cold, like 20 below, like frostbite cold. And there was a saying, we got to make it to spring, don't die in the winter. And that's what I want to say to you. Don't die in the winter. Don't die in the middle because you haven't gotten to the goal. You haven't gotten to the end game. And a lot of times in the middle, you don't know who you are yet. For example, I started Traci Lynn Jewelry back in 1989, had a great run. I was in Essence magazine. Everything was happening. It was wonderful. But I came across a middle because it was time to move to the next level. And in that middle, money was drying up. A lot of things were going wrong, and I almost gave up. And then I was approached by someone who said, let me buy your name. And they were offering $2,000 to buy my name. And at that moment, my name wasn't worth $600 because that was the price of my gas bill that I couldn't pay. So it was very tempting to sell them my name for $2,000 because I thought about all the things that I could get. Life lesson right here. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary situations. That was a temporary moment, but I spoke to some close people who could see. That's why it's important who you surround yourself with, who could see my future, even when I couldn't see it. So I didn't sell it, and they were upset. They wanted to use it, and in this agreement, I could never use my name or do anything else with my name. Well, long story short, didn't sell the name. And as a result of the name, I actually own with the name 32 trademarks. I own 30 patents, 15 patents I have with the name Traci Lynn and products that I have invented, and 15 provisional patents. So if I would have sold out in the winter, in the middle, before I got to the end game, where would I be? So I want to encourage all of you who are entrepreneurs to remember, don't die in the middle. The end and the goal will come.
All right. Thank you, Traci. Well, I got to tell you guys, our goal is always to have this mogul moment, at the end. And because we just really believe that we want this to be the last thing that you hear. So it's going to be just that. We look forward to seeing you the first Wednesday in April, and get connected to ICABA. The information is in the chat. We'll leave this up for a little bit so that you can get access to it. I want to say thank you to all of our speakers. And I also want to say thank you to all of the attendees. And remember, don't die in the middle. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody. Great job. Great job. Fran, you are, you just killing it, girl. Whatever you need, just let me know.
Bad. There's a brother say bad.
All right. Let me leave you with something that we're doing in August, which may be a tie-in, okay? We've done in South Florida the Best of Black-Owned Businesses awards for the past few years. We're taking it national and with the intention on, after this, going global. So it's going to be the Bob 100, recognizing the leading 100 Black-owned businesses in America. And one of the things we're doing with it is, I never use recognition as just the thing for recognition by itself. Mm-hmm. So the 75 people that the 100 people that we're going to recognize are going to be broken into basically two classes: accomplished and aspirational. So kind of like your rising stars, if you will. Mm-hmm. And when the event is over, one of the things that our platform enables us to be able to do is to create mastermind groups. So we're going to have a mastermind group for those 100, and each one of the 25 aspirationals will get 3 champions and coaches for the next year. So those 75, really accomplished folks, each one of them, 3 of them will pair up and get with a single one of the rising star entrepreneurs, and we will put them together for a series of different events and coaching opportunities throughout the year. And I think it's a great way for us to leverage our own resources and really be impactful. So, I know there's some things that you're doing that I think that there's some alignment with, but I wanted to share that with you because I know we're going to talk later, and to give that with you something to think about.
Super.
Rudy Moise. What's up,
sir?
buddy? Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Thank you.
And
thank you for inviting me to this chat. It was fun, and a lot of impressive speakers. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll get together with Dr. Lynn. It looks like there's some synergy that we can help each other. So
yeah, I think there's no doubt, and I think you guys will hit it off really well. So we'll get that connected, offline. And like I said, I think I mentioned to you, I've talked to her last night. So I'm going to send you her contact information and vice versa. And because you guys are already waiting, so go ahead and make the calls and make the connection.
Thank you.
Shanique, thank you, lady. I hope that this went well. And Tonya, I am, just love everything you guys are doing up in Palm Beach. It's a little bit of a, I don't know if it's a best kept secret, but I know that, with the disparity study and what Virginia's support brings to enhancing and reinforcing what you're doing. And you guys have just tag teamed that thing. And, I hear a lot of folks from up here going up to Palm Beach and talking about contracts that they're getting and so on and so forth. And so I got to get up and sit down with you, see if we could get a contract too, see what we can do. But really great stuff. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off. And anybody have anything they want to add, question or comment before we sign off?
Everybody stay safe.
Phenomenal, ladies.
So
great to
great
be
to be
here.
with you all today.
It was one job, ladies. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you
being here
all.
with you guys.
Great session. Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Energized for the whole day now.
You
Bye.
All right,
definitely
good
got the
deal.
best stress award.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.